Hello, welcome to Zatu Live. I am very excited to push these out of the way, to be bringing you a InfoBoxing of King of Tokyo Dark Edition. This is the latest, the third version of King of Tokyo. It has this fantastic box art compared to the original, which wasn't bad. There is one edition between these, the second edition, which changed the graphic design and the artwork. But this is the cover here. With some really good spot art here. Although I do notice that I forgot that the original does have the spot UV art as well, but a really lovely graphic design. The box is about the same size, so just pop that there for now. This is the original King of Tokyo, which I will compare as go along. Now I do have the folded space insert for that one, so just bear that in mind. That is not the insert that came with the game. We do have a lovely back insert for King of Tokyo Dark Edition, and the box continues to have the really lovely artwork all the way around the edge and side for the monsters. I don't know yet if they're going to be doing monsters for the expansions and all that, but there we go. So the original board was very colourful, had the two spots and some of the rules down here. You have the monsters, these tokens here. You got the dice down there, which I will bring out. I'll just bring this over here actually, and I'll bring out the various bits as we need them. So some of the, hang on, let me just turn the green screen off on this one, and then it shouldn't be causing as much of an issue. There we go. Cool. Let me just move my keyboard slightly. Running out of room with all these stuff. So, King of Tokyo Dark Edition. The first thing that we'll talk about is the dice. These dice are absolutely brilliant. They're kind of cloudy on the extra dice that you get for your extra head or extra brain, and then kind of smoky on this one. The original dice were lovely as well, lovely big chunky dice that I'll just grab some. So we have the green one there. They are about the same size. Maybe the new one's a little bit bigger. I know they got smaller in the second edition. So let me just dump those out there. So exactly the same symbols, exactly the same job that they do. There's no refinements to the dice. You just have these two colours instead of the original black and green. But they feel really, I don't know, they feel different. They feel like glass almost. So I really like them, and they slot in the insert. I'm sure this insert would work with the folded space insert would work with this new edition of King of Tokyo because basically you're looking at the similar size components. So that is those. The stands basically just a different color, grey instead of black. So we don't need to pay them too much attention. Let's talk about the energy. The energy tokens here. Now, in the old game, these are green cubes, and here they are actually shaped like lightning. They're nice and thick, easy to hold, and that is compared to these cubes here. So we have the old style King of Tokyo here, and the new style. And if you've not played King of Tokyo before, these energy cubes are what you use, or lightning bolts are what you use to buy power cards. Okay, you're going to be rolling the dice. I did forget to say about that actually. You're going to be rolling the dice Yahtzee style. So most turns you'll roll 6 dice. For every lightning symbol you decide to keep, you will get an energy. So the lightning bolts in this one, hearts can heal you unless you're inside Tokyo. Claws attack other players, and 1, 2s, and 3s you're looking to get sets. So 3 3s will give you 3 points, and for every extra 3 you get, you can get extra points. And that's important on the 2s and the 1s because they've done something quite clever in this one, which I'll talk about in a minute. Effect tokens, which again in the old game were circular tokens. They all look the same. They were all the same shape, but had different designs on them. They've really shrunk down what you have. You just have 3 effect tokens, and they are shaped, so you can easily see what the effects are. You can tell by the shape as well as the completely different design. I didn't use effect tokens in the old game a lot, and some of the cards have changed. You haven't got all the powers like you used to have with effect tokens, so you don't need as many, which is a good thing in my book because of what they've added, which I'll talk about in a minute. Let's show you the cards from the original. Here are the cards with the energy cost, the power down the bottom, keep and discard, very colourful. Rada, rada, rada. These cards are amazing. I love the graphic design on these cards. They're essentially the same. The cost in the bottom, the effect. So discard to get 2 points. Keep, spend 2 energy to not lose hearts this turn. And some are the same, but they've all got different artwork. But there are some newly named cards or powers. So there are some different ones going off, and some will react if you roll certain sets of numbers, for example. But these are just beautiful. They are completely different on the back, so you can't mix the cards, but you wouldn't really mix the cards anyway. You could use the characters from the old game. They'd look a bit mishmashed with the art style, and they would have to borrow a token for, I've forgotten what it's called now. Where's the rules? I think it's an evil token, evil powers. Here are the boards for each character. Now, they're tiny little bit smaller. You are trying to either get to 20 stars, 20 victory points there, or to get all your enemies down to 0 health to kill them. So there is player elimination, but we've known this. But again, the artwork is just, I don't know if the webcam's doing it justice. These are all spot finished, which they weren't in the original. They're just one layer. So there's real nice reflection on there. They come pre-assembled. That mecha dragon is looking awesome. This cyber bunny just looks badass. The alien, the Gigazor, and of course my personal favorite from the original game, the king. So here we have the standees as well. Compare these to the original game. These represent your characters on the board. I do have some of the expansions, so I'll try and get the original ones. So we have the Kraken, which used to look like this, and now looks a bit more kind of like the head there. We have the Gigazor, which I think was this one. Yeah, I much prefer the new design on that Gigazor. Or the alien, which is there. Again, similar, but there is a difference. The style is really, really good. Who we got here? The king. King. Look how much better that is. Just look at the difference. I mean, it's cosmetic. It is cosmetic, but there is one change coming up. That is a gameplay change, which I haven't played it yet, but I think is going to be a good change. Cyber Bunny gets what I would call a massive upgrade there. I think that's a quality reimagining of Cyber Bunny. And that was the other one was Mechazor. This is Gigazor again with the added ripping a building out. They look less cartoony, more ferocious. Now, here is the new board and the new components. You see, you still have Tokyo in this game. If you're inside Tokyo, you attack everyone else, but everyone else attacks you as well. And this is just if there's 5 to 6 players. You can have 2 dinosaurs in Tokyo, 2 monsters in Tokyo, which is the temporary alliance. The rules for Tokyo: if you're still in Tokyo at the start of your turn, you get +2. The moment you enter there, you get +1 point, but you cannot use healing dice. Then there is this new track down here for. Let me make sure I call it the right thing. The rulebook, by the way, is much better. I didn't really enjoy the first rulebook, but it was the first game I bought, so I had to get used to rulebooks. I haven't really gone back and read it. But these are wickedness counters. So during the game, you're going to be tracking your wickedness. So for your monster, you take the matching wooden tokens. So these are all wooden tokens. They have a real neat place in the box to store them as well. And every time you roll 3 ones, not only do you get 1 point, but you also get to go up 1 on the Wickedness track. And if you add more ones to it, you would get extra points on the Wickedness. So for each 3 of the kind +1 you roll, you gain 2 Wickedness. For each 3 of a kind 2 you roll, you get 1 Wickedness. So that makes 3 of a kind ones now a vital kind of thing. Now you don't get the bonus. So if I rolled 5 ones, I would get 2 Wickedness points, and then I would get my 1, 2, 3 victory points. However, if I rolled 6 ones, I would get the 4 Wickedness points, and then I would get the 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points. So the victory points work in the same way, but you've now got this Wickedness track. What does the Wickedness track do? Well, you have these new powers, and you put the ones with level 3 on at the 3, the ones with level 4 on, level 6 on at the 6, and the ones with level 10 on at the 10. And these are all unique powers that you can add to your monster for the rest of the game. As soon as you pass one of these, you take these, you look at them all, and they're all different, and you choose one. So, for example, you could add Skull King. When you roll 111 or more, gain 1 extra victory point. Gain 1 extra die roll each turn. At the start of your turn, gain 1 health. Wow, that's pretty good. And at the start of your turn, gain 1 energy. So that's the first level of powers. Second level, Widespread Panic. All other monsters lose 4 victory points, then discard this tile. You gain 1 extra die, so that's a way of getting an extra dice. Buying power cards costs you 1 less. And you may have up to 12 hearts fully heal when you gain this tile. You can only have 1 of each level. And then the big boy powers. And why I think this is going to make a real big difference to the game is this is going to add quickness to the end of the game. Because if people get up to 10, they're going to be getting these really good powers. Gain 1 extra energy for each energy and 1 extra heart for each heart, or double all of your damage. So this little addition here is just going to make the game speed up a lot more. Then, as I say, the rule books have some clarifications. They have a 5-player game. They have a 2-player variant. So basically, when you're in Tokyo, you gain energy instead of points. So that's the 2-player variant. And like I say, I think the folded space insert will fit here. But this is just really well thought out. There is plenty of room for more cards. There's those in there, and these all have their own little space. And I've given it a good shake, and they stay put. Now, most of them are hands, so that's not that one. So I did struggle a little bit finding the right places, but as you can see, I'm down to rock now, down to rock Tokyo, and then the board goes on top, then the rules, and then the box top. And as we go again, I put mine into this insert. This should hold everything easily because it's even got the power cards in there from the expansion. I'm not sure. I haven't heard if they're doing an expansion for the King of Tokyo Dark Edition, but there is a direct comparison between King of Tokyo 1 and King of Tokyo essentially 3, version 3. Dark Edition, the 3rd edition of Richard Garfield's fantastic gateway game. As I was saying, this was my entry game into the hobby. It has a strong place in my heart, but I am keen to play this one with the new Wickedness track and see how that affects things. Thanks very much for watching Zatu Live. We will see you again soon.